Who would you say like first showed belief in the start of your music journey?
Ooh, I would have to say Cadet and Lotto Boys, you know? Yeah. Yeah, Lotto Boys really, really helped me a lot. I went on tour with them.
Okay.
Yeah, so that opened my eyes a lot, man. And especially with Cadet as well. He helped a lot. Like I remember we was on tour with Lotto Boys and Cadet had a show at the same time. And we literally finished the Lotto Boys one and then Cadet brought me out on his set as well, man. So those two were really very helpful. Especially being that young as well. I'd never really been on tour. I didn't know what it was like. So coming out for them, it was amazing, man.
So at what time was that? Because obviously, let's say, for instance, you started releasing music in around
Yeah,
2017.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
When did they start showing love
So
for you?
this was like 2018
Okay.
time. I think this is when the track was starting to grow as well, and you know move around the world as well, where they was showing a lot of love. I can't remember the dates of when we did go on tour, but I think it was like winter time. I can't remember having a jacket, so it was definitely like February times. Must have been, but yeah, it was good to be on tour. Like I'd never really been on tour before, especially early days as well. I was thinking, right, what am I even gonna perform if I really have like 2 3 songs? But seeing their set in like front of me was like, wow, I can't wait to do something like this. Like I've still not even been on tour like the way they was anyway, going to like a lot of places in the UK and Europe and stuff like that. So it was a big eye opener.
And what about right from the beginning? So when you're releasing songs like I'm on my grind and
Yeah,
Throwback, like who were
yeah.
the first people who were like, oh, you could do this, you know?
I have to think back very hard for that one. I would say AJ Tracy, you know. Yeah, yeah, because we had a few mutuals, so I was around him quite a bit, so he was showing a lot of love. I must admit, that's why I kind of referenced him anyway in the track anyway, yeah, because he was showing a lot of love. Yeah, man,
That's really interesting.
yeah,
That's good.
it's
So
mad still. It's mad how the world works still. I met quite a lot of people before I even kind of brought out music or kind of had the song that worked. Should I say? Yeah.
okay. Did you feel like you had a role model who was able to kind of like teach you the ropes of that life and how to deal with the fame and the lows, the highs?
Do you know what? I was with Afro a lot. Early stages of my career. I was with him a lot, and also Tion as well. I was with him a lot as well, like rolling around. So, seeing where those two have come from as well, who had been in it for a very long time, it was nice. It was refreshing, because you get to see another artist who is taking you in, not even on just a raw because of who you are, but on a we've developed a relationship. So I don't have any problems with any artists in the scene or anything like that. So it's nice to speak to them and then speak to people that they might have problems with, because it's a business at the end of the day. We're all friends, we're all working, that's how I see it for myself anyway, that I keep it on a mutual level. There's no disrespect from each side, and we can just link up. One day I could be with an artist that might hate another artist, but I can be with both of them because I ain't got no problems. It's not my business, man. Do you know what I mean?
How did that link up with you and Tion and you and Afro? How'd that come about?
I used to go to a studio in East London, and Bane used to go there a lot. And then I think Bane used to work with Afro B a lot as well. And then Tion, they have a couple tracks together with Afro B in it. So right place, right time. And then we just start like glue, and we was just rolling with each other. It's so mad, I've never even said this, but there was a remix with even those
Those
some
guys
people. Yeah, man. But and it was hard still. It was hard.
for barking.
Yeah, it was crazy still. It was crazy.
Why didn't it come out?
I guess I think it was just me on a personal level. It was just like the song went too far, and it was just like, do you know what? Let's not waste it. Let's do something better. Like, because I don't know, man. It's. I feel like for me, I've never really done remixes, so I feel like it just didn't make sense a part of that story anyway. It just made more sense if we just had our own tracks, and we did have our own tracks, but I guess it just wasn't meant to come out as well. They still sound good to this day, to be fair, as well.
I can imagine. That seems like really authentic, and it shows that you're quite true to yourself, because if you feel like it's not going to work, then you're not going to put that out. And that's really great. So take me through kind of everything that was going on in your head from On My Grind, which was kind of the conception, all the way up until just before Barking dropped. I mean, I met Sack, who works with GRM as well. I was working with him a lot in terms of sending tracks over and stuff like that. And I remember like sending him the first track, and it was doing quite well. And then I was like, cool, I'm just gonna keep sending more, and then just hopefully we get one that kind of works, So I guess when I think I might have dropped a bit about like 3-4 before Barking was the one to work, maybe. So I feel like when we did get to, Barking, before that was even going, I was thinking, like, I wonder how many I'm even gonna have to do, like, because some people, you don't expect it, to be fair, to have like, 3-4 tracks and then one just goes to that capacity anyway. So I feel like when we did have it, even Sack was shocked. I remember it was quite funny, because he was saying like he wasn't too sure about it. A lot of people wasn't sure about the track itself, to be fair. And then what were they kind of saying? Like, why were they not too sure?
I think it was more like it was quite repetitive. But for me, I was like, but it's catchy, innit? So it must be working. Like, I was going around before. I must admit, before it even came out, I was going around everywhere. I'm performing it anywhere I could perform. I remember I performed at Carnival. I done like showcases. I remember I done like a show in Brighton once. I was about like 5 people, and I remember my friend telling me we should go, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna come back here one day, and there's gonna be bare people. So let's just do the show, and then remember this time. And I remember we went Brighton again, and it was sold out. And I was like, yeah, look, this is why we done that show, so we can remember like might be 5 people, there could be 20 people. So that's why I think for me, I'll perform anywhere. But yeah, I think the change was very fast.
How did it feel having the link to someone in the industry with reference to Sack, as you're saying?
Yeah.
How did that feel?
It's very helpful. Very helpful. I think I want to say you have to know the right people, but at the same time, I guess sometimes your work does that. Your work allows you to connect with the right people. So I feel like that was what was in my head at all times, that the reason why I'm connecting with certain people is because the work is speaking for itself rather than, it's a friend or before anything. So I think that's what I was trying to stay, grounded with that and have that right mentality that if I put the right work in, then it's going to make me connect to the right people that will also help me elevate as well.
So with this success that you've kind of gained,
Yeah.
take me through that journey from when Barking dropped and onwards.
Yeah. I feel like there was a lot of ups and downs. I feel like maybe I don't know about it, but the industry itself having a track like I did, it's mad to say there was a remix in line. I feel like some tracks when you have a track like that, it's like you're meant to do a remix, maybe to help others. So sometimes I used to think that's probably one of the reasons why, a lot of people don't, you know. Can I swear? Fuck with me. But, you know, I guess that's just people's narrow mind mentality, you know. But moving on from that, I feel like I was just trying to show that it wasn't a fluke, it wasn't luck. This was something that I was, like I said, I was born to do. This was something when I was in uni studying myself. I always feel like that was my subject in uni. Forget sports, that was what I was studying. I was thinking in my room, how am I going to do this? Like, what is the way? And I was just watching videos over and over again of thinking how I can make this work.